on a mountain road. I remember one Christmas Eve driving down the turnpike of I-79 in West Virginia, and it was pouring down rain, and suddenly we hit a slick spot. It was a hydroplane. It hit a very slick spot. Gwen was less than a year old. Car slid, started sliding out of control. We hit a guardrail. And I thank God it was there because it kept me from going off the road. And the Ten Commandments are like those guardrails. Sometimes we might feel like that they're holding us in, so to speak, but they're really there to protect us, to keep us safe, to guide us to a life that's really good and secure under God's authority and commands. I'm going to read the rest of these in verse 3 to 17. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven above or on the earth beneath or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a what? Jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of the parents to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for God, the Lord, will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses his name. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. And on it you shall not do any work, neither you nor your son, daughter, male or female servant, nor your animals, nor any foreigner residing in your towns. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth and the sea and all that is in them. But he rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Honor your father and mother so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife or his male or female servant, his ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. I just want to highlight a few of these ones today. We're going to get to this kind of the second portion next week, but just a few of these. Verses 3 through 7. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make yourself an idol. You shall not take the Lord your God in vain. It warns us about the capacity for idolatry in our lives. Idolatry always destroys life. We are made we're made by the living God, we're made for the living God. We're made for him. And if any other God or God substitute comes between us and the living God, we're going to lose. And God alone can fulfill our deepest longings. God calls us for this exclusive allegiance. I am a jealous God. Did you notice that phrase? I'm a jealous God. Because our God, who passionately desires relationship, will tolerate no false lovers for us because he loves us so much. He wants the supreme affection of our heart. And he wants that for you today. Because we're creatures who worship. That's who we are. Because the Creator is telling us something here, something fundamental about our own selves, deeply ingrained in our essential being. We're created to adore and to trust in something or someone. It's in our genes as people who are created by the Creator. Everybody has a lowercase g God that he or she adores and trusts. If not, it's this personal God who we find in the book of Exodus, the capital G God, who found in Jesus Christ, who came as a baby in the flesh, Jesus Christ, who comes to us in this book of Exodus and then finally in Jesus. But everyone lives for something of ultimate concern. But kind of, you might be thinking, like, scratching your head a little bit, okay, well, why would God